इस मन को समझाए। ये मन आलस क्या करे, ये मन आलस क्या करे, गुरमुख नाम ते आए, गुरमुख नाम ते आए। इस मन को समझाए। भाई रे इस मन को समझाए। हर भगता हर धन रास है, गुर पुष करे वबार। हर नाम सलाहन सदा सदा, वक्र हर नाम आधार। गुरपुरे हर नाम दृढ़ाया, हर भगता अतुट पंडर। इस मन को समझाए। भाई रे इस मन को समझाए। ये मन आलस क्या करे, ये मन आलस क्या करे, गुरमुख नाम दे आए। इस मन को समझाए। भाई रे इस मन को समझाए। हर भगत हर का प्यार है, जे गुरमुख करे बेचार। पाखंड भगत ना होवई, दुबदा बोल खुआर। सो जन रलाया नार ले, जिस अंतर बबेक विचार। इस मन को समझाए। भाई रे सेवक सो सेवक, सो सेवक हर आखिए। जो हर रखे उरधार, मन तन सांपे आगे धरे। हमें बीच मार, धन गुरमुख सो परवान है। जे कदे न आवे मन रे भाई रे। इस मन को समझाए। कर्म मिले ता पाइए, विण कर्म पाया न जाए। लख 84 तरस दे, जिस मिले सो मिले हर भाई, जिस मिले सो मिले हर भाई। नानक गुरमुख हर पाया, नानक गुरमुख हर पाया। सदा हर नाम समाए भाई रे। इस मन को समझाए, इस मन को समझाए, इस मन को समझाए। In the last gathering, Gurvani had given us a message, and the message basically was to create the continuity once again. Let's visit the last lines of the 38th hymn. The last lines were, जिन्नी गुरमुख नाम ध्याया विचों आप गवाए, ओए अंदरों बाहरों निर्मले सच्चे सच समाए। नानक आए से परवान है जिन गुरमति हर ध्याए। A very powerful metaphor created, and the metaphor was, जिन्नी गुरमुख नाम ध्याया विचों आप गवाए। Whatever method of meditation or concentration or whatever other ritualistic aspects of life you are following, Gurbani said, test that process on the litmus test of this event. What is the test? All of those actions should lead to eventually the complete disappearance of the ego, the I, vichon aap gavaye. Only then the process that you are following is going to be useful to you. If the process that you are following, whether it's a ritualistic, your daily routine, whether it is meditations, whether it is singing or reading or whatever it is, Gurbani said, put it on that touchstone, which is vichon aap, the I, gavaye. It should disappear. If it is disappearing, then the test would be this. You should not be the judge of that my I is dissolved. That will be a self-deception. You'll fall into the trap. What will be the test? You say, oye andaron baharon nirmale. It's not just the purity what appears from outside. Your words and your action will coincide. They'll become one. And it is so difficult. Because as soon as whatever you are thinking, you said to the outside world, you just created a crisis. Who wants to hear the truth? Isn't it? Are you going to be able to tell your wife that today your dress doesn't look so good? Today your hairdo or not? Or, I'm not feeling well, get away from me, I don't want to see your face. Would you be able to blurt out those truths? Why not? Why is that important to blurt out the truths? Because that I, which wants to be glorified, is disappearing. It just doesn't care. Why? It is not there to care. You like me or not, do want to sit down with me or not, you want to have friendship with me or not, or you want to have a social contact with me or not. Does a saint care how many people gather around him? Have you ever seen a mystic worried about the crowd and his popularity? He would rather be alone. Isn't it?
But see, we human beings are normal human beings, average human beings aren't that way. For example,
you mean abnormal and sick human beings?
Serena walked in, she gave me sympathetic glance and a nice smile. I was happy.
What is happy? What is that which is feeling happy? No, wait, that's the whole point. What is that which is feeling happy?
Ego.
Bingo. What is that which feels sad?
Ego.
So, when the ego is going down, where is the happiness and sadness?
It's going down, but not fast enough.
That is the whole process. That's what this is saying. Sukh dukh dono samakar jana nahe maan apamana. Sukh dukh dono samakar jana. That is the test of a meditator. Is he too happy because he just won a lottery? Or is he too sad because his house burned down? If either one of these situations are having impact on the existence, then he is still living in the egoistic state of the outer world. The inner world has not come at peace with. And it makes others mad. Just Pratma will come, you'll ask her. When she comes in, she found out, she called me and said, you were in an accident. I said, hey. And she said, where are you? I said, I'm at work. So she got upset. I said, why are you at work? I said, I'm okay. I can survive. Oh, you're talking as if nothing has happened. I said, of course, nothing has happened. That's exactly right. Nothing has happened. The body is banged up a little bit and this hurts and so forth. If I were to go and do an exercise suddenly, go to the gym and lift some weights and do that, the body will ache exactly the same way for a few days. Or she didn't want to talk to me after that. He said, no, you gone nuts, you are mad, I'm not talking to you. I said, okay, fine, wait a few days.
What happened to the car?
That's not the topic here. I'm just
See, that is the point.
Well, the car is banged up, it's in a garage, it'll be fixed. So, the life moves on.
And he's still here.
The point is, if you are on the path, these are the real tests by the nature. Find out yourself, does this upset you or not? There was a time when somebody scratched with a key and I cried all night. Literally. Cried all night because the car was scratched by a key. By somebody and said, who can hate me so much? God, what did I do to deserve this? Am I that bad? I was flagging myself all night. Self-flagellation. Somebody else did it. Took me 30 years of journey to just get out of that mode and say, hey, wait a minute. Who's hurting? It is that I. And if you are meditating and the test of that meditation helping you, any kriya karma helping you, any ritual helping you is that which feels so jubilant or feels so sad will start coming to the even keel. ये भी सही है, वो भी सही है. People get very mad with me because I don't tell them what's wrong with the food. Is the namkeen okay? Yes. The sweet okay? Yes. Is the chai okay? Yes. Wait a minute. How can everything be okay with you? How do I know what you like? Well, please believe me, I like everything. Now, you are acting. You are unreal. You are artificial. You are annoying. You are not real. It's too good to be true. A meditator could not care. Couldn't care less if this is what you think. It's too good to be true. Yeah, we know him, but my God, I don't want to be him. He talks like that. Nobody can be like this. Okay. But understand, that's what Gurbani is saying. You will live in the world. Use the world as your touchstone to see. If you go to the jungle and sit there for 30 years, who's there to make you angry? Right? Then you come down and suddenly somebody steps on your foot and say, don't you know who I am? Right? Now you know that the anger was just hidden there. You didn't get over Krodha. Krodha is still there. But had you lived in the world, and I behave like I am behaving, you'll see if you're getting angry or not. Look at this guy. What is he doing here? You would be able to close your eyes and say, now who's questioning this? How is it hurting me? And what is that hurt? And suddenly the I pops up, the ego pops and say, it is not happening according to my will, according to my design. I expect that behavior to be this way. And because that behavior is not that way, the ego is being challenged. And I'm not going to allow it to be challenged. I'm going to put this guy in his place. And that was the message. He's saying, check it. The difference between andaron baharon. Oye andaron baharon nirmale. You have a chair if you want. Andaron baharon nirmale sache sach samaye. Nanak aaye se parvan hai jin gurmati har dhyaye. Meaning thereby, gurmati. If you are following the path as enunciated by the masters, then you are using their intellect. But if you start using your intellect, which is the compulsion, why not modify this? What's the big deal about that? Can we not do this? I'm comfortable with that, so I will do that. So what is happening? Manamat is being used, not Gurmat. So if you stay on that, then what will happen? Eventually, Nanak aaye se parvan hai. Then the life journey is really complete. Safal hai. Otherwise, the life journey would need to go through further more tests and tests and tests. But it doesn't happen. Why? Jesus gave a beautiful quotation to the world. Those of you who remember that he went on the mountain on the night of his capture, that the next day when he was going to be captured. He tells his disciples that I am going to be captured tomorrow. And tonight is the day to meditate. Tonight is the night to meditate. So stay awake with me. Now, what he was saying was stay aware from within. He wasn't talking about that the body stay awake. They took it physically and they fell asleep. And his statement was, the soul is willing, but the flesh is weak. He looked at all of them and said, the soul is willing. Yes, you have a desire that you want to rise up to that consciously, but the flesh, meaning thereby the mind-body system, has become so used to the comforts that's not willing to cooperate with you, and you let it be that way. And the same thought, Gurbani is here saying, this is what's happening. What is happening? Next hymn. भाई रे इस मन को समझाए. Some work to be done. Listen to the Guru's talk, Guru's words, and repeat it to yourself so that the inner memory recorded can be rearranged and re-recorded. मन को समझाए का मतलब क्या है? Repeat something again and again within so that whatever is pre-recorded can be erased and something new recorded over. Which is what we do. Jap, what a jap means, right? People do dhuni. जगराते में आप जाते हैं सुनने के लिए, जी माता का जगराता लगा है, वहां वो क्या करते हैं? They take the ढोलक and they start beating on a single beat, है ना? And then repeat one word. Why is they doing that? The whole thought behind is not the entertainment. It was not meant to put you to sleep or relax your mind. It was actually meant to erase the old memory and put this new word into the memory. But nobody talks about that. They just say, well, oh, कितना मजा आया, वो ढोल की कितनी अच्छी बजा रहा था, उनके गाने वाले की आवाज कितनी थी, और सब लोग कैसे मिलके गा रहे थे. वाह, that's basically it. And that's not the intention. भाई रे इस मन को समझाए. What should be repeated to that mind? It says, ए मन आलस क्या करे? Why are you being lazy? ए मन आलस क्या करे? गुरुमुख नाम ते आए. Meaning what? Whatever the word that has come through Guru, Guru Mukh, from the mouth of the Guru, a technique has come to you. Meditate on that. Follow that. Drop the laziness. Drop the inactivity. Drop the excuses, the reasons. Oh, we are social animals. Oh, we have to do this. Oh, we have to do that. Now we are busy with this. The action and the activity that should have been on the priority list as number one is actually on the priority list, the last one. I mean, this is not any exaggeration. If we ask ourselves, all of us sitting here, isn't it this is a matter of convenience? When we can, otherwise. Isn't it? Right? See, आज बच्चों को मिलना है, कल दफ्तर में पार्टी है, परसों मैंने वेकेशन पे जाना है, चौथ मेरी किसी के और साथ अपॉइंटमेंट थी, अच्छा चल फिर जब होगा मिल लेंगे. अच्छा अब और कुछ भी नहीं है, चलो आज थे. The activity that should have been the number one activity actually is a fill in, just in case I have nothing else to do, I'll just plug it in. And that is called alas, laziness, excuses. And Gurbani says, why it is not happening to you? What's not happening to you? Nanak aaye se parwan hai. Why the life is not being considered as successful in the eyes of the Creator? Here is the reason for it. Get it out. Bhai re, इस मन को समझाए. की समझाओ उसनो? ए मन आलस क्या करे? Why are you being so lazy? You already know it has been repeated again and again and again. By almost every mystic who has come on this planet has said pretty much the same thing. Just different language, different parables, different examples, has said exactly the same thing. And Gurbani says, those who have followed it, har Bhagatan har Dhan Raas hai. Those who are really his Bhagat, his meditators, they have only one investment, one wealth, Raas. What in literal language is principle, interest and principle. Whenever we want to start a business, we say, pehle Raas pani hai. Means what? That's our investment. We buy the things. So it's, for a Bhagat, this is the only thing that he basically has with him. Har Bhagatan har Dhan Raas hai, gur push kare vapar. As the master teaches, that's how the life's business is being run. Gur push kare vapar. This is now the businessman's language. Har naam salahin sada sada, vakhr har naam adhar. For them, every moment of existence is dedicated. Now this becomes a little ticklish now. Well, how can I be doing that 24 hours a day? And Guru will explain as we go along. Every action of a meditator actually is a meditation. Every action. Means what? So long what is inside is also what's outside. It becomes a bhakti. If inner energy is different than the outer energy, if the manifestation is different, then you are actually playing a game with your own self. But as you get closer and closer, your whole thing becomes one. जैसे अंदरो तैसे बाहरो. गुर पूरे हर नाम दिराया हर भगता अतुट पंडार. And the real master, if you are looking for one, here is the test of that master. What is the test of that master? Says Gur Pura. Who's the true Pura, the complete master? Say Har Naam Diraya. The one who puts you in touch with the ultimate energy, not with himself, not within any another system. Alright? The one who says bend your face to the east and the other one comes and bend to the west, that has done nothing. All they have done is just substituted one ritual with the other ritual. Now, the true master will say none of these rituals are required, just focus on that and ultimate energy. Gur pure har naam dadaya har bhagta atut pandhar har bhagat har ka pyar hai je gurmukh kare vichar. Now he says that's the first starting point. What is the starting point? First learn, think, ask questions, discuss, know what you are doing and why you are doing. No blind faith. In Sikhism, blind faith is not encouraged. Inquiry is. But inquiry not to the extent that now you enter into analysis paralysis phase. You know what the analysis paralysis is? I'll do this but. Everything ends with but. It never ends. And Gurbani says up to that point ki har bhagat har ka pyar hai je gurmukh kare vichar. Think about it and get the essence. Because without the essence, what would you do? Next line says, Pakhand bhagat na hovai. Pakhand. You know, I mean, they say to be something from outside, but something different from inside. Pakhand. Khand means parts. Inner something else. Hide one part and show another part. Pakhand. Gurbani says, Karam dharam. Pakhand jo disa. So everything that you see outside is what? Pakhand. Karam dharam pakhand jo dise. Sab jam jagati loote. Nirbaan kirtan gavo karte ka. Nimak se marat jis chute. All the ritualistic aspect that you see today, irrespective of which group is doing it, whether it is in a gurdwara or a church or a masjid, it matters not. They all are rituals and they are all leading you astray rather than closer. They're leading you further away. Why? Because when they are put on the test of that intellect, they all fail. So, हर भगत हर का प्यार है जे गुरमुख करे विचार पाखंड भगत ना होवई दुबदा बोल खुआर. Dubda means duality. And the duality is where? Outer world. In the inner world, the effort is to eliminate the duality and get to a single point. So long as you are in the duality, what happens? This is a bol khuar. You are just being really taken astray. Khwari karni kisi nu, pareshan karna. Yeah. But then one who has understood this, that what we were earlier talking about, here's the answer. He says, so jan ralaya na rale. The one who has understood, he is never going to mix with the rest of the crowd. It's impossible. So jan ralaya na rale. The one who has understood will never mix in the same type of things again, just antar babek bichar. Because in his inside, the true thought has already woken. As I normally say that, now if you tell me that that's not this way, that way, you are not going to convince me. I'll listen to you politely, and that's about the extent of it. And you will experience the same thing. Once the eyes open to the true meaning of the spiritual message, you will ever never listen to anybody else or accept anybody else. It will be impossible for you to. Actually, you will get up and move away. It's the same old thing. Same lies. Whether it's on the TV or radio or in the movies, or it doesn't matter where they are. And it doesn't matter how popular the person is and how many disciples he has and how many miracles he has done. You will just look at it with an amusement from a distance. And you will never be influenced by it again. Provided, so jan ralaya na rale jis antar babek bichar. The true thought, pure thought. And without that, pakhand bhagat na hovai. See, both things have been placed in front of us. That's what he's saying. Bhai re, is man ko samjhaye. Sit down and talk to yourself. Explain to your own self. Ask the questions of your own self. Am I getting there? Is my greed, my anger, my attachments coming down? Are my desires getting controlled? But if they are expanding again and again, it's a simple thing. Let's say that, for the man, normally the test is he finds a new toy, a new gadgetry. Is there an immediate urge to have it, to own it? Or you see a new jewelry, a new suit, a new sari, a new design, a new fashion. Look inside your energy. What is saying? Oh, that's nice. I wish I had it. If I wish I had it comes in, that means that lobha, that attachment has just raised its head. That I is still there. And you start meditating. That's what you find living in the world. That's why Sikhism and the Udasi Sant became complete, and Yoga Mat, all of them became completely opposite to each other. Because all of the Yoga Mat was pulling the people out of the life. It said, you have to become ascetic. You have to leave this world if you want to achieve any higher consciousness. And Sikhism said that's an absolute misleading. Should not happen. It cannot. So Gurbani says here today, Pakhand Bhagatana hovi dubda bol khwar, so jan ralaya na rale jis antar vivek vichar, so sevak hare aakhiye jo har rakhe urdhar. What is the now? Now the hymn is building up the qualities of the one who is on the path. He says that the one who is on the path does not give lip service. Does not just talk about it, doesn't just discuss, but actually lives. Where? Jo har rakhe urdhar. Or means inside the heart. It becomes a part of your bloodstream. It's not something that was conveniently parrot like discussion and then once it is gone everything has disappeared. No. That's not what that is. Manatan saumpe aage tare home vichomar. That was what it was the last hymn. Oe andron bahron nirmale vichon aap gavaye. He says if you are on the path, then what will happen? Manatan saumpe aage dhare home vichomar. The ego eventually will disappear. Those who are on that path, tan gurmukh so parvan hai je kade na aave har. Blessed are those who have understood this and accepted that and are following this. Blessed by whom? Say blessed by the Creator. Karam mile ta paiye. His grace, vid karme paya na jaye. Without His grace, such a state is not possible. Lakh chaurasi tars de jo jis mile so mile haraye. There are gazillion of people who are actually saying, we wish we had it. But they put no effort into it. They are being lazy about it. They constantly argue not to do anything, yet they have that desire that we should achieve that state of blissfulness, but they don't. It's only possible when Nanak Gurmukh har paya sada haranam samay. When his name becomes a complete the source of your existence, complete sport of your existence, Adhar, the one. See, Adhar means the one without you cannot live. Like we cannot live without air or water or food. Those are our Adhar. He says, but for a saint, that is not the Adhar. The name, the memory, the meditation is the Adhar. And if that's what those who are not there, and they find this just a mere talk, what's happening to them? Next hymn. Bhai re jag dukhiya tujhe bhai, जग दुखिया तुझे भाए। भाई रे भाई रे जग दुखिया तुझे भाए। गुर सरनाए सुख लहे अन दिन नाम ते आए। जग दुखिया तुझे भाए। सुख सागर हर नाम है गुरमुख पाया जाए। अन दिन नाम ते आए सहजे नाम समाए। अंदर रचे हर सच स्यो रसन हर गुण गाए। भाई रे जग दुखिया तुझे भाए। गुर सरनाई सुख लहे अन दिन नाम ते आए। साचे मैल न लगए मन निर्मल नाम हर ध्याए। गुरमुख शब्द पछाणिए हरे अमृत नाम समा। गुर ज्ञान प्रचंड बलाया अज्ञान अंधेरा जाए। भाई रे जग दुखिया तुझे भाए। मन मुख मैले मल भरे हमें तृष्णा विकार। बिन शब्दे मैल न उतरे मर जमे होए खुआर। धातुर बाजे पलच रहे ना उर्वर न पार। भाई रे जग दुखिया तुझे भाए। गुरमुख जप तप संजमी हर के नाम प्यार। गुरमुख सदा त्याइए एक नाम करतार। नानक नाम त्याइए सबना जिया का आधार। भाई रे जग दुखिया तुझे भाए। तुझे भाए तुझे भाए। So Gurbani says, if you do not convince your mind to lose that laziness, then what happens? He says you get entrapped by the illusory world of senses. You get lost into the immediate gratification of the senses. and every sense eventually gives birth to another pain, another frustration. Bhai re jag dukhiya duje bhai. Who's the duja here? Who's the other one? There is one, Ad Sach Jugad Sach. That's the one, the only one. But who's the duja here? Who's the second one? The outer world, the creation. There's only one creator, and then multitudes of creation is the second. Duje bhai. Attached with the outer world, every pleasure is actually followed by pain. Every laughter is followed by tears. I mean, it's a known fable. I still remember as a child, if I would tickle a little kid, and my mom will yell from top, don't make him laugh so much, he's going to cry later on. Right? You make the child laugh too much, for one reason, then the laughter ends into the cry afterward. And we can review our own lives. Every pleasure eventually was followed by a pain. Every laughter was followed by a tear. Why? Because that's how the design of a life is. It moves between duality. So long you are attached with duality, Gurbani says, jag dukhiya. Eventually, and the interesting thing is, if we were to be asked by here, say, take a piece of paper and document all the pleasant moments of your life. And then when you're done with that, take another piece and document all the unpleasant moments of your life. Which paper will have most written on it?
Equal. No.
How many pleasant moments do you remember? Whenever you share with each other, what do you share? What is the longest staying memory with you? That's the nature of the negative. It leaves the memory, and deep enough. And the pleasure, no matter how, and the funny thing is, the gap between two pains is much longer. The duration of the pain is not as long as the duration of the pleasure. I challenge anybody, draw the timeline of your life, jot down the milestones, and then see the gap, how long a particular pain lasted, or discomfort lasted, or unpleasantness lasted, versus how long the pleasant lasted. And you'll be shocked. The ratio is 1 to 7. 7 times longer the pleasure than the pain moment. For every year of bad, difficult life, 7 years of pleasant, easygoing life. Nobody will remember the 7 years. That 1 year will be repeated even at the age of something that happened when I was young or a child will be repeated when I am absolutely old and incapacitated. That memory will stay. Because that's all is that what is shared, everybody looks to be unhappy, dukhiya, isn't it? How many of us come around and say to each other and say, guess what? I made $20,000 by doing nothing, and I'm so happy, and I'm going to fly over this, and I'm going to visit the world. What do we share? Oh, I'm getting old, my arthritis is bothering me, my memory is really not the same, and getting up in the morning is becoming very difficult, and the kids are not at all under control, and the daughter-in-law is totally gone nuts, on and on and on and on. Do we talk about pleasant memories ever? Why not? Because they are just not there. They absolutely came and they went, and we let go those memories just with it.
Even if you share pleasant memories, the other person doesn't want to listen.
They don't want to listen. No, exactly. It's not interesting.
They don't want to listen.
It's not entertaining enough. Yeah. But the misery loves company, where did this come from? That quotation came from where? Misery loves company. Because we share misery. Even though none of us has been that miserable in our entire life. And none of us will be. There will be moments of things that will be uncomfortable, unpleasant, and then they'll disappear and we'll fall back to the normal life. And Gurbani says, why is this happening? He says, because they are attached with the outer world. Bhai re, jag dukhiya, duje bhai. They are attached with the other one. They have not done bhai, jo pehle kya si, bhai re, is man ko samjhaye. Those who have not done it, what is happening? They will stay miserable. And if they want to get out of this, they have been given the ultimate solution, which is Gur Saranai Sukh Rahe Lahe Andin Naam Te Aaye. Accept the word from the Master, which is telling you that this is just a drama created by that ultimate creator. So spend the life in that memory. Andin Naam Te Aaye. Rather than dwelling on the negative and positive of your life. Sukh sagar har naam hai gurmukh paya jaye, andin naam te aaye saje naam samaye, andar rache har sach seyo rasna har gun gaye. If you want to really experience the sukha, sukh sagar, sagar means the ocean. You can dip into the ocean of true blissfulness if you had listened to the statement, Bhai re, is man ko samjhaye. And what would that take? Where you take is Sukh Sagar har naam hai gurmukh paya jaye. That technique, that word comes from the mouth of the Guru, the face of the Guru, the voice of the Guru, the Shabad that's coming to you. Take that and do what? Andin naam te aaye. Meditate on that, repeat that name and go into the sahje, equilibrium, a quietude, equal state, equal importance to everything. That's sahaj. Nothing higher, nothing lower, nothing good, nothing bad, nothing pap, nothing pun, nothing right, nothing wrong. Everything a drama. Everything just a role, a play. Sahje naam samaye, andar rache har sach seyo rasana har gun gaye. Slowly, rather than going outward, duje, turn inward. Turn inward and stay in that prayerful mood. If you do that, sache mail na lagai man nirmal har tyaye, gurmukh shabd pachaniye har amrit naam samaye, gur gyan parchand balaya agyan andhera jaye. If you stay with that thought, sache mail na lagai. Mal means the impurity. Which impurity? Duje lage bhai. That impurity. It will not touch you. You will be able to see through the drama. When the children are playing house, don't we see through that? How easy it is when a little kid comes in and with a little plastic plate and with a little plastic cup and make-believe tea. Don't we see through this? Do we take that seriously? Now, why can't we now just see ourselves as that little kid and that God, the Creator, as watching us and we playing with our teapots and putting a make-believe tea in the cup? Wouldn't suddenly the life change? If only we could visualize that. But we see with our own eyes as the children are playing. They have lit few stones, pick up one from here and put it there, then pick up one from there and put it there, and all day busy. Or all day busy running in circle. Hey. Wait, would you stop? What? Why? He's having fun. He's playing. But to us it is annoyance. But look at the innocence of that. We don't see that. That's how God is looking at us. Look at these kids making noise. Hey, would you stop making noise and turn inward? Stop going outward. That's where the real blissfulness is. Turn inward. Andar rache har sach se. Andar. Inside. Turn inward. And when you turn inward, what will happen? Sache mal na lagai. Because the mal is outside, not inside. Sache mal na lagai, man nirmal harate aaye. Then the mind is becoming now pure. Why? Because harate aaye. It's now busy with the meditation. It's busy with the japana. It's busy with the simran. It's not busy now, oh my knee, oh my shoulder, oh my head, oh my bank, oh my account. It's not doing any one of those things. Isn't it? What it is busy with? It's busy with man nirmala harate aaye. Whole concentration is on the Creator, just as the kid is in the lap of the mother and just blissfully. Complete oblivious of anything and everything in the lap of that luxury of the mother's lap. But we don't do that. What happens as the child grows up? As the child is small and mom and dad both are, as soon as something comes, okay, beta, here, go, get it, isn't it? Let's say that he says, I'm no more kid. Don't treat me like a child. Then what the parents say? Get out, work, and pay your rent. So long as the child remains a child, parents never question what you need, how much you need, why you need. It is only when the child says, well, don't treat me like a child anymore. You say, all right. You don't want to be treated like a child? Get out. Pay all your bills. Same is with the God. So long as we say, you are it, you say, yeah, I take care of it. You say, no, I am. You say, okay, then be. Go ahead, be. As soon as the I gets attached with this body, say, okay, be now. And God just watches. Just as the parents was a child. See, ਹੁਣ ਆਟੇ ਦਾਲ ਦਾ ਭਾਅ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਾ ਨਾ, ਗਰੋਸਰੀ ਲੈਣ ਗਿਆ ਨਾ, ਆਪੇ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਾ ਨਾ. Now you know how the bills are paid. It is not any, as they say, rocket science. It's in front of us. And we hear it, we see it, we read it on a daily basis. Faridji says, Farida, ku kendeyan, chang gendeyan, matti dendeyan nit. Ku kendeyan, kuka, to shout. Chang gendeyan, changramar, yelling at the top of the voice. Matti dendeyan nit. Every day explaining. But Jai Shaitan Manjaya Seke Fere Chit. Those who are in the real grip of Maya, nothing really affects them. The words just fall and they just disappear. It's water in the sand. Just disappears right away. Leaves no trace. And Gurbani says, Bhai re sache mail na la gai. मन निर्मल हर त्याए, गुरमुख शब्द पछाणिए, हर अमृत नाम समाए. Slowly, by repeating that name, you will become one with it. Samaye. As Kabir says, तू करता तू भया, मुझ में रहा ना हूं. तू करता तू भया, मुझ में रहा ना हूं. जब आपा पर का मिट गया, जित देखा तित तू. Now everywhere around, I just have nothing other than you. Apa, as when the ego dissolved, now everywhere the sight, eyes go, it's only you. That's it. Now he has seen the Creator within the creation. When do you see the Creator within the creation? When the I completely disappears. Only He remains. And that's what this is repeating here. It says, Gurmukh Shabd Pachaniye Har Amrit Naam Samaye. It will become one, you will become one with one. Har Gur Gyan Prachand Balaya Agyan Andhera Jaye. Then the real knowledge, real knowing, real experience comes out. And all of the myth and the stories that you had collected, they will disappear from your mind now. They won't, no matter now who tries to tell you, this is what happened, this is what was Mahabharata, and this is what was Ramayana, and this is what was this and that, and say, well, I know. It's all right. I really know the true story. I have seen it. I have experienced it. I don't need to hear from anybody. I don't need to read any books. I don't need to listen to any lecture. It's all clear. Manmukh मैले mal bhare haun mein trishna bekar. But that's not what is happening in the world. It's why not? Why it isn't happening when it is so clearly explained? Is that people like to follow their own mind, which is called man mukh. Our own mind, whatever is said, that's the truth. That's it. Whatever is written, whatever is said, whatever we heard, it isn't. Everything that is now I am saying is passing through the filter of our mind, isn't it? Right now, it's being analyzed. How much of this makes sense and how much is this, well, yeah, I heard you, but this really not practical. I really can't be done. Wait a minute. You are sitting a judge for Krishna, for Nanak, for Kabir, and saying it cannot be done? They were not in the same world. They did not live like you are doing. They did not raise children and get married and made money and dealt with the life as it is. What are you trying to tell me? Oh yeah, I heard it, but really that's it's not practical. Those are manmukh. Because even though when their example, live example, in front of it, there's something more hidden. It's not possible. How can that? I don't accept that. I don't agree with it. It's not possible. I say, do you want to look at the life of so-and-so? No. He was a special person. That's an exception. And then they will have a very smart statement. Every exception proves the rule. I mean, we are very smart in creating the diversions to the reality. Oh, that's an exception? Yeah, exception proves the rule. What? This is the real rule. It can't be done. Oh, didn't Buddha do it? No. He was a special person. He was a son of a king. I'm not a son of a king. And we never stop to think that being a son of a king, he saw through the fallacy of all that surrounded him. And we can't see the fallacy of what we really don't even have. ऐसी हवाई के लिए बना के बैठे हुए. And that's what he's saying, manmukh. Say, manmukh मैले mal bhare. Why? How may trishna vekar? Inside is the ego, trishna. Desires, vekar, negative energy. Completely filled inside, and that cannot be removed by any kind of magic. There is only one solution to that, which is bin shabde mail na utare. What is the shabad? The shabad that came from that master. He said, focus on this, stop focusing on that. Bin shabde mail na utare, mar jamme hoye khwar. Keep on coming and going in the same life cycles. Dhatur baji palj rahe na urwar na par. Dhatur means the destructible, nashwant. Baji means game. Palach means they are trapped by it. There, फंसे हुए ने. Dhatur baji palch rahe. What is? Something that's temporary. In that game, they are completely lost. Temporary game. They are completely lost in that. Na urwar na par. Neither this life, because this life is dukhya, and not that life, because nothing has done about that life either. Gurmukh jap tap sanjami, har ke naam pyar, Gurmukh sada te aiye, ek naam kartar, Nanak naam te aiye, sabna jiyan ka aadhar. Says, but those who are listening to the Guru, Gurmukh, the first was the Manmukh, now it is the Gurmukh, the one who is following the word of the Guru. They are jap tap sanjami. They have some discipline, they have some control, and they are following the advice of the Guru. They are putting it into practice, and they are developing that love for the ultimate creator rather than the love for the sensual pleasures. And they stay focused on which? Ek naam karatar. They focus on a single name, single energy, and when they are there, what happens? They are focused on Nanak naam te aiye, sabna jiyan ka aadhar. They are focused on the one who is the supporter of all, who is the creator of all. With that, they are able to overcome the attachments from the outside and delve into the inner journey. So these are the two hymns. We have reached the 40th hymn today, and now in our next sitting we'll continue the journey. And I want to thank you all for being so patient and listening. And so we will open for any discussion today.